Hey everybody, it's Safi and Marco, Dish Out on the Movies. Today we are doing the next episode of Masterchef Dynamic Duos Season 15, Episode 13. Now this week is not a week that you win and you get something special. This is a pressure test week because it features the losing team from last week's challenge. And the losing team basically was led by the brothers, Joel and Adam, and they had gotten the first pick. They got to of the people they wanted, and they also got the pick. I think because they flipped a coin, they got to pick the meat they wanted. They picked steak, and so they had these two advantages that the other team didn't have, and they managed to screw it up. So basically, they had the best. I'd say pretty much all of their team was like the best players. They'd all won challenge. I mean, there was a couple, but there was at least one best on the other team, but they had everything they wanted, and they managed to lose the challenge. So the pressure test means you are trying to survive, because the person, or it's a duo, who loses is out. So that's the goal of this pressure test, and it was the very last one they're going to do. That's what Gordon said. And I'm going to get a drink, and I'll read what Marco says. We did talk about a little bit, and he did catch something that I didn't catch. It's just a detail, but it really surprised me. It was about a spice, and we have it growing right out in front in a pot. It's a very strong spice. It's sage, and you usually use it like for meat, like turkey, like poultry, like at Thanksgiving or Christmas. So I don't know what they even used it for, because I must have missed that. Okay, I got my drink. Now I put my reading glasses on.
Now Safi has to take a snort of heroin.
No, I don't. I took a shot of Ice Mountain water. Okay, Marco says he still is under the weather. I wish he'd hurry up and get better so we could DoorDash, even though it's going to be different because school's back in session, so we have to deal with certain things that we didn't deal with before, not for a whole summer anyway. Okay, well, this was a fun challenge, according to Marco, and it felt like a good competition. It was. I was glad they kept Rachel and Julio after they let Timothy and Athena stay after they had raw salmon. My favorite part of the episode was when Gordon said, quote, "Crisp up the sage a little bit. Big deal."
No, that's not how he said it.
Okay, well, you said...
He was trying to criticize the couple that won the episode, and he was trying to figure out something to criticize.
Well,
and he said, "Crisp up the sage a little bit. Big deal." He was just like, it was just so hilarious. Like, he's just like, a little nitpick here. Oh, who cares? He was just like, who cares?
Okay, well, before I go on, I want to say what they had to do.
Why?
Because I want to. So the whole thing about this competition, like I said, was a pressure test, but Gordon said this kind of pressure test could not have been done unless they had duos to do it, because they had to make 3 dishes.
I disagree. This just...
Well, he said that.
I disagree. I think that, this is just a typical, like, a tag team challenge. Like, they do these all the time in MasterChef Junior. MasterChef Junior, they had to make, like, a 3-course, like, meal with 2 people. But, to say that, like, they couldn't do it in the regular seasons, it's a lie, because they do.
Well, this is what he said.
It's just tag team, though.
But they were dishes from each of the judges' restaurant. So Joe's was first, because it was the appetizer. And they call it an egg yolk raviolo. And I don't know, it's a ravioli, okay, with an egg in it. And when you cut it open, it's like a sunny side up egg. Egg is supposed to spill out from there, and then I think there's a sauce on top. Not sure what that is.
It's like ravioli is like one of the most disappointing dishes of all time, because
it's an appetizer.
You eat it in like 2 seconds.
Well, I don't care. I don't think I care for it.
Like, Safi loves Chef Boyardee.
Oh, for God's sakes, Marco, I do not.
And so do I. And,
I like the ravioli.
The ravioli are good, but, like, I could eat a whole can of Chef Boyardee ravioli. And
it has a lot of calories in it.
No.
Yeah, it does. I looked at it. I couldn't believe it.
And I will still want more. I'll go up to Safi and I'll say, "Please, sir, can I have some more?"
We haven't had it in a long, long time.
Safi won't let me.
No.
She says that if you eat Chef Boyardee, RFK Jr. will come for you in your sleep.
He's going to come for us in our sleep anyway. Okay, now, the next thing they had to make was Tiffany's entree. And it was like a pan-seared scallops with a corn and vegetable, I don't know, it was cooked.
Puree?
I don't know, it wasn't pureed. And it had cornbread in it, dry cornbread, which I'm not talking about a big hunk of cornbread that you put butter and honey on. I'm talking about crumbled up into the corn dish. So she did one thing. There were two advantages. Well, I'll get to the last thing, and then I'll talk of the two advantages that everybody got. The last thing was Gordon's dish, and it was a dessert, and it was his famous sticky toffee pudding with mascarpone and caramel sauce, I believe. So, the teams are Adam and Joel, Michelle and Zach, and Joel or Julio and Rachel. I apologize. So, okay. And they got two advantages before this, and they have 1 hour to cook everything. But there are two advantages from all the judges, and they all got fair shake. They all got the advantages. Where they had already made the pasta dough for them, but they had to roll it out and cut it and do everything they're supposed to do with it. And then Tiffany, because hers was the entree and there were a lot of components to it, she demonstrated it, and it just looked like so easy when she did it. I mean, but it wasn't, because there were just multiple steps to it, so it was a little bit complicated. And that's it. So I just want to tell you those two advantages they got. So okay, I'll go ahead after Marco reported on crisping up the sage, which I don't know what that would be for, unless it would be for the corn dish. It could have been for the egg yolk ravioli. I don't know. I just thought it was weird to have that in either dish. So he was like, "What do I criticize?" He's talking about the couple that beat everybody. I will say, I think this episode was entirely unnecessary. They sent home the people they would have sent home last week. Now, this doesn't make sense. They should have sent home the people, they sent home this week the people they should have sent home last week. Okay, that would make sense. The brothers, which I would agree, because they cooked the steak, and there were two of them, and they, at the end, they turned out 2 or 3 raw steaks. And where were they? Why weren't they paying attention? So anyway, he says they deserve to go home after the team challenge. And this episode was just more proof. Yeah, they're really nice, and I think they've done a pretty good job. It seemed like it was out of their element. They just didn't seem like because they even admitted they don't really make pasta. And actually, they got in trouble. One, because on these 3 dishes, you had to put everything in a certain order. You had to cook certain things first, certain things in the middle, and you would leave certain things to the end. Is that kind of thing. And so you had to kind of plan it out. They ended up overcooking their scallops, and the pasta, when they rolled it out, they didn't roll it out thin enough. I have to take a drink.
I bet a lot of people feel like they have to take a drink after watching our videos.
I can't help it. Anyway, I think these elimination challenges have all been unnecessary. Also, this kind of made Tiffany look bad, since she did the scallops presentation, and 2 out of 3 couples could not handle cooking scallops. The other couple was Rachel and Julio, and I was really shocked. They undercooked the scallops. I mean, they showed Gordon cut one open and it was raw. You could see it.
Joe trusted them, and Joe put the scallop in his mouth and then he spit it out.
Yeah.
And at that moment, he should have asked Julio, "Do you feel emasculated right now because your scallops are raw, and you let your wife cook the hero protein? Do you feel emasculated?"
They did well on the other 2 dishes. And that's what saved them, because the brothers, they overcooked the scallops, and they didn't roll the pasta out thin enough to make the raviolo.
Hey, Safi.
So that's why they got sent home.
Safi.
What?
Did you feel emasculated when I made spaghetti and it was really good?
No. You did a really good job. I had a spaghetti dish, just one night, and but I had to have Robert's gazpacho, which we only make once a year, in August, usually, because it's made with fresh vegetables, and the summer season for growing vegetables is almost over. So and we like, I don't know about Marco because he hasn't liked them in the past, but we both like fresh tomatoes. In fact, in the back I have 2 tomato plants, but they're patio tomatoes, so they're smaller. These are made with these humongous tomatoes. Anyway, I had to have that, and it's very strong, and it's kind of spicy. So when you're eating it, it's kind of like eating a bowl of acid. I mean, it just really burns your... For me, it's always done this, so it tasted the same as it always has, but it always I hurriedly eat it, because if I just do it slowly, it really bothers me, so I just eat it really fast. And then I had some ice cream to soothe my stomach, and it helped. I had crackers, and there was also bread, fresh bread. So anyway, enough of that. But anyway, Marco says, there's not much to say about this episode other than I'm kind of ready for the season to be over. I think it's going to rapidly speed up. Now, I just wanted to say the winning couple was not perfect either. That's Zach and Michelle. And what happened is, what you do is, because the cake's got to bake, and they only have an hour, you have to cook the cake first. You have to bake it first. And you can make the side stuff in the middle or whatever, but the cake definitely has to be put together and cooked or baked because it's in the oven. And it probably takes at least 30 minutes for it to cook. I didn't hear, and I don't know if they even said it or not. But what happened is she started putting it together and she put the wrong ingredients into the cake batter. I didn't really get that, but I think it was something that was supposed to go in the sauce, or I don't know, or the way she did it, the order, it was not. And what happened was that the batter was not creamy, and she couldn't get it fixed. So her husband had to restart it, and she started working on the pasta because you have to roll it out, and those two make a lot of pasta at home, so they're used to it. So unlike the brothers, and unlike Julio and Rachel, they actually make pasta too, apparently. It sounded like. So really, that was the only thing. What happened was when they cooked the cake, I think it was in too long. It was dense, and it should have been airier, and it would have been more moist. And so that was the only thing with everything that they cooked. That was the only thing that was wrong. So that's why they won the contest, challenge, whatever. So the brothers got sent home, and what did I think about it? I don't know. I'll just say I'll just give it a B too. I didn't. I don't know. I don't know what I think. This duo's competition's been really weird to me, and I just don't know. I don't know if I'm completely on board with it or not.
Well, no, I'll say the big problem. The big problem has been, like, every other episode is the same thing. Like, either it's been a team challenge or an elimination challenge.
Yeah.
And that's been really boring and dull. And also, honestly, in terms of the channel, like, all we're doing is reviewing fucking TV shows, like, every single day. And it's really, really irritating. It's like every single day there's a new TV show episode. We got King of the Hill. We got Alien, which who even knows what that show's about. I still haven't learned what the show's about in episode 3. Safi just likes to leer at the main female character.
No, I don't.
And
did you not say stupid stuff like that? Excuse me.
It's true.
No, it's not.
Masterchef. Thank God that's almost over. Oh, but Hell's Kitchen's coming.
Yeah, I saw that.
And then
Battle of the States.
South Park isn't even worth reviewing.
I like it.
Because it just... it's just to review the episode, it's like, oh, that was a good episode. That's it. And then what else? Peacemaker comes out today. Wednesday was complete trash. So all we're doing is just reviewing... King of the Hill... That's like 7 TV shows. It's like, that's all we're doing is reviewing fucking TV shows. It's so boring and irritating. It's like, they couldn't have, like, spaced out the TV shows so that, you know, they could be at different times of the year. Like, it's like, you know, I'd like to review a movie because this channel's called Safi and Marco Dish Out on the Movies. And I should have, last week, and I'm still pissed off at Safi because she did it. Last week I was going to see like one movie that I wanted to see in theaters, and I got the ticket and then I decided not to, which I frequently do with movie theater tickets. And then I got sick, and I'm still sick. And so I haven't been able to see that. I haven't been able to see the Nobody 2 with Bob Odenkirk. And so I just don't know. I feel like there's way too many TV shows right now.
Well,
There's just way, way, way too many.
I think part of it, well, of course, Masterchef is lingering from the summer. Everything else, it's like this in the fall. you have all this new stuff coming out. In fact, the new TV season, although I don't really watch TV, it comes out, in September. And they have premiere week. And I'm not even sure if it's like it used to be because of all these streaming services. And
reviewing all these TV shows is like indentured servitude without the money.
But,
So it's like slavery, essentially.
and, for MasterChef, I don't know, it just seems so... it seems so low-key or something.
But MasterChef is fun to review. And it's
well,
not
it's a lot to review, I guess.
If you separate the different shows, it's not like all of them are like not fun to review, but it's the fact that every single day we have to review a fucking TV show episode. Oh yeah, and Dexter. Oh god, I forgot about the best one. Dexter. And that's coming.
When?
Probably tonight, tomorrow, whatever. So, it's like 8 TV shows. That's more than one per day for the whole week.
Runway, haven't even reported.
Nobody cares about that.
I think some people do.
Well, maybe you could care about it, but like nobody else does. It's like
just because you don't like it doesn't mean
you could collect stamps again, and
No, I'm not going to do that. Somebody wrecked that.
No one really cares about that. Yes, when we were moving, somebody let someone else who was helping just take whatever he wanted from our house, and so I had put Safi's most important stamp album in her bedroom because the movers needed space on the staircase. And so the guy took both of the stamp albums and then...
My mother and I put those together.
And so Safi won't collect stamps anymore. But it's like, nobody cares about stamps. Like, that guy who took the albums, he probably took them so he could buy some crack with them or something.
Meth.
Or meth.
Yeah.
So, it's just like, yeah. But like... But no, just reviewing all these TV shows is irritating as hell. It's like, I think, honestly, we probably should have, like, picked certain TV shows to say, like, oh, well, we'll just watch all the episodes and then review it at the end. Like, I probably shouldn't have reviewed each episode a Wednesday because the show is just not worth it. I mean, yeah. I mean, I would say Dexter is like the only show worth reviewing. So, it's the only show worth talking about.
What about the Alien Earth show?
I don't know what that show is. It's not very good.
Well, I like it.
I know that you think the Wendy...
I just like it.
I know that you like Wendy.
Marco, stop with the BS.
You think that Wendy is a 10.
Marco, stop with the BS.
You think that she's like the... She is the raviolo of Joe's restaurant.
Oh, God. I can't even... I guess it was the pasta. I just can't imagine even ordering that, much less having somebody make it. But I think it's the challenge of rolling out the pasta and making ravioli, so... Or raviolo. So anyway, don't forget that we have a Patreon challenge now. And it's 3 tiers, and you get certain benefits from being a Patreon member, like getting a recognition in Marco's filmmaking projects. And I'm not just saying that to say it. I'm saying it because it's true. If he says he's going to do something for you like that, he will. So that's not a lie or an overstatement. And then also, when he feels better, he will be making more content, additional content that you can only see if you have the Patreon tier. There's 3 levels, so whichever. And we're using the money that we get from Patreon, if we get it, to help make the movies, because we've been doing the movies on a very huge shoestring budget. And I say huge because, I mean, everything we've done, you know, make the side effects, make everything, and get we get costumes at the thrift shop. And you don't even have the person there trying them on. You have to get their sizes.
Well, yeah, the last person we got wardrobe, and then none of it really fit. It all looked like really baggy and bad. So that's another thing. So, I mean, there are challenges, and that's why it's irritating to see movies where they have tremendous budgets with which to spend their money, and then they don't do it in the right places, or I don't know what they're using the money for, but they don't have an excuse, because Marco keeps track of every little penny he spends. We write every single expense down, everything, including going out to eat or lodging, costumes, materials to make props, or side effects, and so it's challenging. So we've been doing really well so far, but it would be nice to get some additional money to put in that, so we could rest a little bit easy. I mean, it's a lot of work. I mean, you look at these movies, you look at the end credits, they have departments for every little thing of an actor's or a movie's life. And it's not like that when you make it on a shoestring budget. You're in control of all those different aspects. And there's a lot to think about. And it would really help, because like Safi hasn't even been doing her work. You know, she has been designated the locations are. And she has not been helping out with that for Goosebumps. She has not been doing it.
And what is so funny is that Marco was doing a New Yorker magazine crossword, and there was a special spacing for the word czar.
Yeah.
And he couldn't figure it out.
That's
He didn't write it in there. I was really shocked.
It's because I just don't care about those crosswords, because I have a crossword puzzle app on my phone, and so I don't care about...
You're doing that app?
I have crossword puzzles.
You can do a New York Times one on the phone.
Safi doesn't want to make Goosebumps. She doesn't want... She loved the Disney Plus show. She thought they did a great job with, you know, the gay and lesbian shit, agenda shit, and...
No, I did not
Slappy,
like that first one. Like,
and,
you don't even want to return
the
to that.
emo kids, and just
forgettable.
Agenda. Like, we gotta fill in all the boxes of Gen Z. We can't just make like a good story. We have to fill in check boxes, and you know, we can't make a good show. You know, Safi won't even do the locations are. You know, she's just been, and I've been sick for a whole week now. Thankfully, I'm getting better. Hopefully,
yeah, I hope so too.
Hopefully, being upset about Safi won't make me have a relapse.
Well, if you're that easily relapsable, there must be something really badly wrong with you.
Maybe I have a condition.
Maybe you have COVID.
No, I don't think so. I could take a test though, and then I could party. But Safi needs to get to work on her Goosebumps work.
I don't know why Marco has designated me to do this, because I have other things to do. So, I still do reselling, so I've been working on that, but it's been in drips. And
But you know the one thing Safi doesn't do? Cook.
Marco really does most of the cooking.
Yeah.
And we have to do that. Either he or I have to do cooking, because if we don't, we'll be eating at 10 or 11 at night.
She makes potato salad.
Yeah.
That's all you do anymore. You don't make a food anymore. You won't cook a dinner. You'll just make potato salad.
Marco made the spaghetti, and that was my dish, but he's been making it. And
Patrice's
he
potato
does an excellent job.
That's all you make, Safi. Why don't you make anything besides potato salad?
I don't know. I
Why don't
always
you,
suggest to make something, and everyone goes, no, you can't make it.
Why
I
don't-
want to make it.
why don't you make something, Safi?
Okay, well, let's just wrap it up. So if you like this video, give it a thumbs up. My niece told me that she enjoys our food review videos, so I've been scouting out different things that we could buy and to do that. And
Maybe we could eat a possum.
gross! They eat garbage.
Yeah, but
they
it-
eat roadkill.
but it could
for
be-
heaven's sake.
It could be an Andy Griffith Show party.
No. I guarantee they didn't eat possum.
They mentioned possum in the show.
That's so what?
But it was a joke.
Yeah, it was a joke because they eat garbage.
Fuck!
Gross. Don't say that. You're not supposed
Shit!
You're not supposed to say that kind of language.
Bitch!
Why are you doing
Fuck! What the fuck?
that? Okay. Goodbye, everybody.
See, that's how you can tell I'm getting better. Bye. Bye.